Hi, Sue Rose Minahan, Talk Cosmos host. It's our program. It's YouTube on 1150 KKNW that's heard on KKNW. So today is February 2nd, 2021. And the stock market continues to roll around. And Mark Cuban, the actually he's part of the he owns the Maverick Cowboys. Maverick, what a name. That's part of this whole idea, but interestingly, just as an association of thought. But he also is a Shark Tank investor. And he is saying that perhaps this Reddit crowd, as it's referred to, because they are all people that were part of the Reddit community of talking, they could have a positive force if they support companies also that have really a good support system. I mean, in other words, companies that have a company that is working with the systems that can work. Like, for instance, Netflix had a tremendous crash, and it refocused itself and became a streaming company. This is all really indicative of the times that are happening. So if I throw out different threads, it's really an incorporation, because today's astrology is showing really the significance of this transition of so many elements that we are experiencing. I'm going to bring in some Mayan astrology also, because Mayan astrology is really about the soul of the moment. And for this moment today, it is 5 Khan, and that's the serpent. And it has a whole growth of how to analyze this. I learned from a wonderful person named Mark Elmy of the 4 Pillars. If you're interested, he really can explain this. But it's a day of power. How is that power going to be used? Is it going to be manipulated? Because the manipulation, which also has great creative force and can be like a storm that washes away things and thought involved with it, brings out the negativity, which in a sense is what Mark Cuban is bringing out, that it won't last necessarily. Like, for instance, all these markets are crashing in different ways, but what good does that do in the long run, one might consider, for the market? Whereas if one is like Aj, the corn stalk, that Mark Cuban seems to be indicating, if one is courageous and a leader in the works that happen, that positive change can happen. Because regardless, really many more voices are coming to the forefront. We're seeing that the crowd, however it appears, seems to be energy that is really going to work and have a voice. Right now, we're experiencing a big transition. Over here, we continue to see Jupiter, the outer planet, well, social planet, and it's a gas planet, it's the biggest one, with Saturn in Aquarius, are resetting the stage for 200 years in Aquarius. It's an air sign, and we'll have air sign. We're going to communicate. We're going to collaborate. We're going to come up with ideas. We're going to just think on a different platform. And as you can see, that Aquarius is with the technology, and so is the whole online forum of Reddit, and the Robinhood that the small investor has been involved with that worked is now finding their own stresses. Supposedly the whole house clearance needs more monies, and that's why, it's really hard to know where all the strategies and where all the systems actually have reality and what needs to be changed. And it's no longer just a few voices. And we can see that. We have here in the chart the South Node in Sagittarius, which is the voice of our belief systems. And when you have a belief system, we need to express it. And Sagittarius needs to express it. And that makes for many opinions. It's in a big grand square right now with, and this has been not a short one, but a long one, because it happens to be that Neptune is moving right along with these nodes. So this is where we're coming from. We're all coming from having a belief system that has been established. We're finding new information with the North Node, and it is really of unity, of without boundaries, of Neptune. And interestingly, in the Mayan astrology, the Trecena, and again, this is, you can find out about it through Mark Elmy, is one emox, if I'm saying that correct, of our dreams, of the whole totality of really the seed point. So there is so much power, empowerment potentially occurring. So the really question is, are we going to be manipulating? That's what the stock market has been doing, Wall Street, and that's what anchors so many people. So the belief system is there, see, in the South. And the impact with Mars here, you can see that with Mars, which is our action, which is in Taurus, and Taurus is our survival, and it has a lot to do with finances. In fact, it is approaching it just passed its conjunction with Uranus. Uranus is going to stay for 7 years altogether in Taurus. So our whole thought process of sudden changes of moving forward as it rules this networking establishment of Aquarius is all towards survival, the grounded business of finances, of agriculture, of our sensuality, of so many things. So Mars right now is in a yod, more astrology talk, but it's having a hard time negotiating with the past of our belief systems and our emotions of others. Well, isn't that the truth? It is absolutely part of the whole process of how we're looking at things. American Airlines just got boosted. Now, that is a company that's really worked hard to merge and to restructure its entire forward direction. So we will see how that goes, as Mark being that representing the cornstalk of saying, let's have the leadership, the courage. Let's take this Mars and really, as it also struggles with the sun right now. So all these energies are getting synthesized because the sun that radiates out all its energy that is looking for networking, collaboration, friendships, which is represented by these groups that are working together, and a whole energy of systems that we're working with. For instance, Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency is also really on the rise right now. Bitcoin, of course, is the first one of the oldest cryptocurrencies, but Dodge is one. And it's people like Elon Musk mentioned it, and boom, up it goes. There you see, that's the emotional relationships, and it's working with the actions. But people like Alex Kruger, or rather Camilla Russer, who writes Defiant newsletter, said that decentralized financing is here to stay. And perhaps that is the case. All these voices, these people, it is going to be Well, it's fascinating in many ways, and it's our survival in many ways. It's the name of the game, as GameStop said. So we're on this path. Let's see if we have the courage. Let's see if we can change rather than manipulation, but really see the strengths and move forward. Thank you so much. Support, subscribe, and blessings.